Applications have just closed for developers to register interest in restoring the Chateau Tongariro. Cabinet will make the final decision on the chateau's future, but as Whena Owen reports, the hotel's closure has highlighted a wider problem at Whakapapa village.
Timeless elegance, but has it had its time? For many New Zealanders, the Chateau Tongariro is a treasured landmark. It's delighted visitors for almost a century.
Just said to my husband, maybe we can have a lunch there.
You won't be.
And you say it's closed now?
It closed indefinitely 2 years ago. The former lessee is not renewing and it requires extensive earthquake strengthening.
That's a great pity. I think it is just a fantastic icon for this area.
But right now, the Department of Conservation is assessing expressions of interest from potential operators. Any new operator will need to front up with an eye-watering amount of cash for engineering and restoration work, thought to be in 9 figures.
I hope they keep this kind of 1940s yellow, quite like that.
Yeah, no, it's got some character, all right.
Ruapehu District Mayor, Western Curtin.
There are credible people that are contacting us and Department of Conservation saying that they've got the way forward for this building and we know their credentials because we've sussed them out and we've passed that on.
New Zealand investors as well?
Yeah, there are definitely New Zealand investors here and we're confident that they will be the ones that will get the job at the end of the day.
Q&A is aware of 2 potential investors. One, who prefers not to talk publicly, is an Auckland developer who's worked on heritage restorations. The other is Whakapapa Holdings Limited, who are now waiting for final sign-off next month to run the Whakapapa ski area. The company is backed by Christchurch investors who have restored multiple historic buildings damaged by the Canterbury quakes. Up on the ski field, Q&A caught up with WHL Director Dave Maisie.
Having the Chateau trade in adds value to our ski area business. Right? So if we're successful, great, we'd like that. But if there's another developer comes up that's got better proposition than what Whakapapa Holdings has, we'd love that as well.
Dave Maisie spent part of his childhood at Whakapapa village when his father was ranger here. He also went on to be a Tongariro ranger and is saddened by the current state of the Whakapapa village.
There's a feeling of it's a derelict place, you know, and it's just not as there's no welcoming sense as you drive into it or through it.
A coffee cart has come to the rescue, but as a welcome retreat from the cold, the cafe and tavern are now not operating. Anya Braun is a tour guide for German parties and seen the decline of the village.
There are no options and even everything else around seems to be closed because of that.
Conversations have gone around us, over us, behind us.
Ngāti Hikairo hold the mana whenua in this area. They insist the current state of the village is not befitting the mana of the mountain. Tribal leader Te Ngaihi Wanakau.
Chateau looks like faulty towers. The surrounding buildings are decrepit. This is a portal to one of the most significant cultural heritage places in the world. So how you present something is how you value it.
It's not just the grand old chateau that's under consideration, but the chateau comes with 12 utility buildings out the back here, looking a bit tired now, but they used to accommodate the workers at the chateau. They could be leased off in packages. Many in this community, they want to see the restoration of the chateau, but they see these sites as an opportunity to restore Whakapapa village.
Whakapapa Holdings as an entity, we are very keen to be able to take all of the ancillary buildings that exist in Whakapapa village at the moment that are empty or vacant or not being utilised as a tavern or a cafeteria, and we could turn those on tomorrow if and when the Crown was prepared to allow that to happen under some sort of short-term tenancy or management contract.
Whoever takes on the restoration projects, Ngāti Hikairo want to be involved.
whether people choose to engage with us or not, we will be involved, whatever, you know, in our own way. You can't separate the two. It's a responsibility that we have been born into.
Ngāti Kairo have worked with DOC to create an award-winning cultural experience on the Tongariro crossing. They want to infuse cultural values into any development of the Whakapapa village.
If you follow tikanga, there will always be a beneficial outcome for those involved, but don't just chase a commercial outcome.
All stakeholders want the process of securing the future of the chateau and additional buildings moved along.
While it sits empty, the chateau is costing taxpayers $2 million a year to maintain. So at the moment, this government is wanting to drive along tourism and calling for investors, yet this seems to be fairly static here, the future of the chateau.
Yes, we're getting mixed messages there from government saying they're open for business, they want to see overseas investors come, they want to see New Zealand grow, and so I think this is the time where they've got to step up and show the regions that they care for the regions, and the chateau will be a good start.
He's calling for people to jump on the parliamentary website and sign a petition to put pressure on politicians to get the chateau restored, and he wants the cabinet ministers here.
Come and speak with the local people to help them make a decision, a final decision that's in the best interest of not only our region, but the rest of the country, if not the world.